Social Security Expansion Act proposed by Senators Warren and Sanders. What do I think about it? And of course, my first thing is, well, Sanders and Warren are crazy loons. They're just fakesters, and I get it. They're rich fakesters. But I don't understand why Republicans can't propose acts. I don't understand it, man. It's such an easy political win. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. So let's look at this is from CNBC. Inflation is tearing us up. Wait till you see what happens when the inflation rates don't get nipped in the bud by increasing interest rates. We'll just watch what the market does then. Because everyone thinks, everyone's just foolish thinking Paul Volcker whipped inflation now. It didn't happen under Paul Volcker. I mean, it did, but just by happenstance. It's kind of like the reduction in measles, mumps, and rubella happened not because of the vax. It just happened to be the vax was introduced as the reduction was already happening. By happenstance, the same thing here with inflation going down. Just happened to be when Paul Volcker raised the interest rates. But the same thing's going to happen. Wait till you see what happens now, though. When raising inflation, interest rates don't whip inflation now because of the insanity on our energy policy. What happens to the economy then? I don't know. I have a pretty good feeling. We're in a recession, man. There's no other way around that right now. And so how do you win when you're in a recession? Well, you propose things like the Social Security Expansion Act. It's crazy. All right, so the proposed bill to extend Social Security solvency for 75 years, increase benefits by $200 a year, $200 a month. Let's see. The proposal would make benefits more generous, including extra $2,400 per beneficiary. All right. They're gonna raise taxes on the wealthy while making benefits more generous. Okay, let's see. They call for raising. Okay, let's see here. Payroll tax. Okay, so they're going to apply higher payroll taxes if you make more than $250. All right, so if you make more than $250, and you're going to pay the 6.2 on both sides of the income if you're self-employed. I think that's stupid. Frankly, I'd say $500,000. I don't think they should raise the cap, but be it as it may, they're going to raise the cap. It's happening. Right now it's 147. That's the cap. So they're going to say, we'll give you the next 100,000 free, but after 250, you raise the cap. I think that's stupid, but it's going to happen. I think you should not raise the cap, or if you're going to raise the cap, raise it on people making over 500,000. I don't care what the number is. It's arbitrary, but be it as it may. Hold on a second. All right, so let's see. The bill calls for having the wealthy pay more through a 12.4% tax on investment and business income. Yeah, I don't like the business income. What does that mean exactly? Business income. It would also apply levies to certain business income is not currently subject to payroll tax. See, I get the whole thing with payroll tax. A lot of people try to skirt the Social Security system by having a dividend as an S corp as opposed to essentially a W-2 or a 1099, and that's a bad move if you're a business person. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, because then you're gonna wake up retired. You're only gonna get $1,300 a month of Social Security because you didn't pay into the system enough. Sanders, I could care less what Sanders says because he's a clown. He's just a faker. All right. Under the terms of the bill, more than 93% of households will not see their taxes go up. At the same time, extend the program's solvency past 2096. Okay, they're just because they say. New projections from Social Security's trustees shows the program will be able to pay benefits until 2035. At which 80% of benefits will be payable. Isn't that interesting? Because it was 2034 and only 77%. So something happened last year. Thanks, Sniffy Joe. Raising tax on the wealthy to shore up the program is popular among voters. Yeah, that's shocking. That don't tax you, don't tax me, tax that guy behind the tree. That's what it is. Let's see. Proposal increase boosting the benefits several ways. All right. It aims to make annual cost of living adjustments more generous by changing the measurement by which the calculated the consumer price index for the elderly. I completely makes sense. Why is CPI with rental income or rents? It doesn't make sense. If you own your home, you're like, why does that have anything to do with me? If you're elderly, it should be CPI to the elderly. I got no qualm with that at all. It's like, why would CPI, was it CPI W is for wages? I'm not a wage slave anymore. I'm a retiree. I got no qualm with The legislation will also restore benefits for students up to 22 if they're attending college or vocational schools. Now, see, I don't like this. See, I don't like this at all. You're making the legislation would also restore benefits for students if they are attending college. Why would you give Social Security benefits to college students? That's freaking stupid, man. Or vocational schools. Look, stop. We want people out of college. That's why they're doing this, because they know that college is where a lot of people get brainwashed. Screw that, dude. Hell no. You shouldn't get Social Security benefits until you retire or you're disabled. That's why I have SSDI. We estimate that these provisions, as Stephen Goss, Chief Actuary of the Social Security Administration, let's see. We estimate the enactment of these provisions would extend the ability of OASDI to pay scheduled benefits in full and on time. All right, well, there you go. So the Chief Actuary, but don't forget, the Chief Actuary is also the one who talked to Congress in July of 2020, who said it looks like the people born in 1960 are going to get a big hit to their Social Security payment. And he was wrong. And we knew that if he just would have paid attention to the data that came out in June, but he didn't. So Republican leaders are quick to take issues with the plan, the proposed tax increases. Mitt Romney, of course. The bill has no chance whatsoever receiving a single Republican vote in either house, so will not be passed. Let's see, what's Romney's bill? The Trust Act, which created a bipartisan committee that would work to identify potential ways. See, that's what they always want to do. The Republicans just want to give it to the committee. The Democrats say, we'll vote on it. There's such an easy way to win this, man. Raise payroll tax, 50 basis points, 25% on each. Tax people with incomes over $500,000 on Social Security. I got no qualm with that. I mean, look, we're gonna reduce the cap anyway. All these idiots say, get rid of the cap, it'll save Social Security. It won't, but at least it'll make people feel like they're doing something. And then on top of that, tax. I don't know what business income they're trying to tax. What I would do is I'd tax dividend and long-term capital gain and dividends as a favorable. I'd tax as ordinary income. If you have income over $1 million, I'd say you're going to pay ordinary income on dividends and long-term capital gains. Done and done. I hate to say it, but or you do a wealth out of much of things you can do. But I got no qualm with making Social Security a more solvent system and giving a benefit to people in the system who are in there right now. It's a win politically. You can't stop Biden's freaking climate change. The climate change agenda is the number one agenda that needs to be destroyed. And you can't do it if you don't win. How do you win? Is you appeal to the voters, man. Yes, I know some voters are not long-term thinkers. I get it. You can still appeal to the voters by offering solutions that the voters like. So yeah, I like Republicans, but I also like my economic stability too. So let's shore up Social Security so we can fight the green agenda. So freaking stupid. Republicans, Mitt Romney. This won't get so. Mitt Romney is immediately on record saying we're not going to vote for an increase in Social Security benefits. So what does it look like? It looks like the Republicans are protecting the rich. Well, we are, because that's Mitt Romney. Stupid. All right, we'll see you.